What up, watch peeps? I thought for this next installment of the State of the Collection series we would take a look at digitals. That should be easy, I don't have a lot of those. Who said that? Digitals are the kind of watches that you have no idea how many you have until you actually stop to take stock of them. It's like the quantum uncertainty principle. You don't know how many you have until you stop to measure them, but the act of measuring them actually interferes with the precision of something. I don't know. Let's just take a look at them. I'm Pete, and we are Chillin' with Watches. Wrist check, I am wearing the Divex, and you know, I am always amazed at how much I have ended up loving this little quartz watch. And I've also rediscovered my Watch Steward watch straps, and I am loving them again. I think it looks killer on this watch here. But let's dig into the digitals. Let's start with the weird. I'll start with the weirdest. Now this one is actually a Yemo rallygraph, if you see there. I love the super weird kind of round dome display. This thing looks like a UFO. It's so crazy, but you know, that was the reason I bought it. It was like 15, 20 bucks on eBay, something like that. It does have a cool light. Just a really neat watch with a crazy integrated bracelet. It's just so odd. It's kind of fun. Now, it's not the most comfortable bracelet. You see, it's one of those, it's like a cuff. It can stand up on its own, but pretty cool, kind of out there, different watch. All right. Also in the weird vein is this rip curl. Now this was one of mine from back in the day. Before I was, I'd say, a hardcore watch enthusiast and just a guy that wore watches all the time. It's got this crazy integrated bracelet that is a little more articulation than that Yemo did, but not much. Has a lot of cool functions. It's mostly a tied graph. And when I used to spend a lot of time, I used to live at the beach. This watch was super cool for that. Pretty neat. All right, let's move on to Casios. And one of these I picked up recently. This is just one of their more affordable $20 kind of illuminators with 100 meters of water resistance. I saw this when it first came out. I thought it was cool because it has this steel. This is actually steel. It's not plastic bezel. And it's kind of brushed, neat. Obviously, I changed the colors on the display. This thing is a big boy. It's almost 50 millimeters across. Has a pretty neat strap. I think I've only worn this thing maybe once. I just wanted to check it out when I got it, and it's pretty much been sitting in a drawer since, but pretty cool. Also, I have this in that same vein. This is one of the Casio Tough Solars. Now, ever since I lost that solar Tuna in the wave pool, I figured I'm going to buy a cheap digital to wear in the water, and that was this. I got this for 15 bucks on eBay, and of course, I'll never lose this. It'll be with me until I die, but pretty cool watch. So it's solar, 100 meters water resistance, pretty much has all the functions of a Gshock. It's minus 100 meters of water resistance, but plenty to take swimming. I've never had any issues, and I've had it in the water a ton. I like these white watches. They're fun for the summer, for the beach, for the pool. All right, next up, we got the World Timers. Now, this one is obviously one of those cranio cases that I transplanted in here. It has a bead blasted all stainless steel case. I've changed the colors on the display. He has, Cranio has a new grid coming out. I don't know if you've seen it. They're also done in steel, I believe, but they have like a ripple effect like emanating out from around this circle here. And the one he keeps showing on Instagram is blue. It looks killer. When those are available, I'm definitely going to get one to put in here. I think that'll be a lot of fun. The other World Timer I have is this blacked out version. This is one I won on an Instagram giveaway. Also cool. Has these J's and K's strap adapters on it, which takes them up to, I think, 22 millimeters, which is pretty neat. It's a fat strap, but looks cool. These I actually do wear, probably the Cranio steel cased one more than this one, but pretty neat. All right, let's go on to Gshocks. You guys will be surprised to know that I only have two. I have this white mod here. Now this is your 5610, which is the solar radio controlled, and it's in the white case and strap from a different 5610. I copied this mod from Everett at 40 and 20. I think at Luke Albert on Instagram also has this same mod. It's really cool. Again, kind of in the vein of this one, just a white watch that is pretty awesome for the summer, for the beach, but you can wear it anytime. These 5610s are kind of these watches that are always good to go. Solar powered, so it's always charged up. You don't have to worry about batteries. Radio controlled, so the time is always spot on. And the only other Gshock I have is the one that was sitting here. I picked it up already. This is a 5600. I forget what module I used that had this kind of the lime green underneath there, but this is an aftermarket case and strap I bought on eBay. Took some tester's enamel, filled in the text there. I get a lot of questions, people asking me what model is that, but unfortunately I have to tell them it is a one-off that I made. And that's it for Gshocks. I've had a lot more in the past, but I just wasn't wearing them, so I kind of pared down to the couple that I do wear. All right, let's move on to freestyle. First up is one I have recently picked up. I think they call this model like Electric Blueberry or something like that. I like this one because I like the color palette in it without being too rainbow bright, which a lot of freestyle watches do have a tendency to do. But this is a pretty cool one. I like this one for summertime. It's a lot of fun to wear this. If you want something with a little more color, a little more standout, that's a really cool one. Next up I have, now this one is an old one. I've had this one for a while, at least a decade. It used to have an integrated rubber strap, a gray one that went with this. That has since cracked and broke. But the cool thing about these is they have 20mm lugs. And they're not big watches, right? They're nice tidy little watches. I think they're about 36.5. But yeah, you can use pretty much almost any strap you have. They use regular spring bars, so you're not limited to any kind of proprietary strap, which is really nice. I should say I am a freestyle ambassador too, so there is a link and a discount code in the description if you are interested in picking up any freestyle watches. They are kind of fun digitals. Their functionality is alarm, stopwatch, timer, and a dual time zone. Pretty cool though. I really like these. I used to wear them a ton. I don't wear them as much as I used to. This one I picked up. This is part of their, was it 40th anniversary? Some anniversary. And I just wanted a black freestyle that was a little more tame. But I wanted that pop of color, and I thought the dial really did that. Now, it did not come on this strap. It came on some different black strap that had some of this color in it that made it a little too bright for me. So I picked up one of the integrated silicone straps you can get on their site. The straps are like 20 bucks. The watches are only like 50 or 60. But yeah, I really like this look. It came out pretty cool. It's kind of restrained, but just a little pop of color that makes this one a lot of fun. And lastly in that vein is this white one. Now this is one of their Shark Week special editions. I had this cool Shark Week strap that, of course, I took it off of there. But I wanted one of these integrated rubber straps on this one as well. Again, I was going for that kind of white beach watch look, and I think this one really nails it. It's pretty cool, that white black with that pop of red. Yeah, freestyle watches are cool, man. They are a lot of fun, but I'll warn you, they can also be a little bit addictive. All right, let's move on to the last group. You know, I struggled there for a second with how to label this particular group of digitals. I guess you'd call these vintage-inspired digitals. These are the small ones. This one from Armatron is called the Rubik, 34mm across. This one is a lot of fun. I don't know if you don't know about Armatron. They do some really cool stuff. Their digitals are kind of like Casios, but a little step up in that they use all stainless steel cases, case backs, which is nice. It's just, it has a nice hefty feel to it. Cool watch. I love this blue overlay on the dial. Just great pop of color. Even the bracelet's pretty awesome. Again, these ones, they don't articulate all that much, but they do have a cool look to them, and they are pretty comfortable since they're so small and they taper so much. Next up in that vein, we have the Pacman from Timex. When they first came out and these sold out in like 2 minutes, I was so bummed I didn't get one. I thought they were so cool and so much fun. You can kind of see a theme here of like, I guess a gold watch isn't restrained, but I like these little pops of color in the overlay that surround the digital. I just think that's a really cool look. Now the difference in weight between this and this is crazy because this Timex has a plastic case. This Armatron feels like almost like a little mechanical watch in your hand because it's heavy, but this guy does not. But it's a lot of fun. I love the case, and I forget, how do you... Yeah, you hold that button and you get the Pacman theme. Cool watch. I'll probably hang on to this one because I think it's pretty fun. All right, last one in the group. This is the Elektronika. This is from the Russian Watches Forum project of, well, it might have been 2019, but we didn't get them until this year. COVID. This is not the strap it came with. It came with some crazy strap. I picked this thing up on AliExpress, but this strap I just think fits it so cool. Look how thin this thing is. I mean, and again, this one has a stainless steel case in an almost octagon shape. I love this thing. It doesn't have any beeps to it, and it's military time only. Just limited functionality, stopwatch, timer, but it is a really cool watch. I love it. I love orange, black, gray, white. That color palette is just phenomenal. So that will do it. There are all my pile of digital watches. All right, what should we do next? There you guys go. And I know that's not even all my digitals, but it's close. There's at least a few more floating around in drawers somewhere. I know there's at least one beat up old Gshock that I use for yard work and a couple Skmeis somewhere. And it was really fun to stop and take a look at these, and it's a reminder that really I should wear them more often. Some of them are a lot of fun. All right, before I let you guys go, sneaker check, Jordan 11s for today, and that's it. I'm out. All right, if it's not too much trouble, please like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.